let's go and get started for today. We are going to go over the different types of nail tips and the different types of nail files. Not all, because there's a plethora of each one. I'm just going to go over some, okay? Today is going to be more you listening to me than you actually doing. We're going to do at the end, but I've got to get through all this pile before we get started on the hands-on. So don't fall asleep, stay off your phone, and you'll be just fine, okay? All right, so for homework, you had to finish your little cards, 7 shapes. They each have your name. They have the shaped nail tip. I know this doesn't match. And then it's got your diagram. You picked up a little keychain ring thingy. You put nail shapes on it. These are over there in the purple bins. And in order, you put your little cards in, and you're going to turn them into the turn-in tray today on your way out, okay? Let me move first period so I don't get them mixed up. Okay, so what we're going to start with, let's just confirm you have all the supplies that you need. Hopefully I talked faster than I did last class period and we get through everything. You can turn this in on Monday for 5 points off for being late. All right, so you have your purple tabletop color because we're going to file just a little bit. You have your nail tip slicer because we're going to slice different directions and show you what all that does. We didn't have time to use this last class period. Hopefully do this class period. We'll see. And then you have your brush to dust off and a nail file. I ripped my little thing here, but we will ignore that for right now. Okay. I won't get another one so I don't waste. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about our wheels, okay? So when you buy a line, a box, a palette, whichever, there's different things people call them. When you buy a new set of colors, you always want to create a color wheel. Okay, a little wheel of colors, so that you know when you're offering it to your client, when you're looking for a particular color, what those colors actually look like. For example, if my client comes in and she wants this color, okay, this color is actually this one, number 28, okay. I did label Lavender Violets, one of my favorite Amazon brands. I did label it, okay. I did mark my numbers, so these are brand new, so these are not labeled because I literally just got them this last week, but the old ones have a matching number. So number 28, this is number 28, okay. We had 2 of these boxes, so this was the second box. That's why the numbers are so high, but it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. You put your sticker on your polish bottle. Sorry, I know the white balance is off. And you put your sticker on your palette. So that way when the client's like, oh, I like this color, she's picking exactly what's going to come out of the bottle. If you were just to have these, oh, I want this color. Well, this container has a little bit of shimmer on it. This has no shimmer. It's a flat color. But when you put it, she picked from the bottle, then she looks at it and she's like, that's a little bit lighter. This is a little bit darker. And where'd the shimmer go, right? So then it's not what she asked for. So then she's going to be upset, wants a refund, wants you to redo it, you don't have time, da-da-da-da-da, okay? You guys have gone to the salon and have seen these, right? There's lots of different kinds. Remember that gel polishes, now clear nail polish, which a lot of people in the salons don't really use unless if people ask for it, because they don't last very long. But gel polish, which is the most popular, has to be in a container that is not transparent. So it's hard to make those colors match exactly, okay? And some just have it like in a white bottle, and these are colored, which is why I like this particular brand. You see what you're getting, and I don't really need to have this, but there's other ones we'll have where you have to look at the sticker on the lid, or you have to read the name, or you have to open it to see what the color it is, because there's no indication. So just pay attention to whenever you are setting up your station, wherever you do nails in the salon, whether you own it or you worked or whatever, that you have a good system to know what polish looks like what. Okay, I know the white balance is off because there's no white background. All right, anytime that you buy a new set of polishes, you always want to keep the instructions so you remember how much time you have to cure each thing and in what order and all of the things, okay? A lot of times I like to take those, I like to laminate them and have a little box in alphabetical order so that I can put, oh, lavender violets, okay, what's my processing time, what's my curing time, I'm sorry, what are my steps, what do I need, and then I can really quick cheat sheet, right, like these, a quick cheat sheet before I get my service done so I do it correctly, okay? All right. There's a nice way and then there's an ugly way. So then this is the same one, lavender violets. This was a different box. But these particular ones, we cut out the numbers to be nicer, to be smaller. We didn't cut out this very much, but this just looks nicer. It doesn't look so clustered, right? Like just all over and cluttered. When you do your nail wheels, okay, your little color wheels, your wheels of color, you have to make sure to prep your actual surface of your nail, because if you don't prep the surface of the nail with time, they will pop off like these four did. These were colored, but we didn't buff and prep the bottom of the plastic. So when you put plastic on plastic, it's not going to stick. Kind of like, you know, when you paint furniture and you don't prep it and you don't prime it and it peels over time, it's the same concept. The whole thing just came off, okay? So do you understand that if they're colors that you want to keep for a long time, you do need to, especially if people are holding it, touching it, grabbing it, and it's like, you know, pushing against things. If it's just going to sit there and it's not going to move, nobody's going to breathe on it, then yeah, nothing will happen. But if it's kind of something that people hold on to, they do pop off, okay? Sometimes you need to do 2 coats. You polish this the same way you would polish a hand. All right, so the next thing is you can use a marker, pen, or whatnot, but it doesn't look as nice. Remember, if people touch it, especially with the oils on their hands, this will rub off with time. If someone's not going to touch it, it's okay. But unless if you have beautiful handwriting, right? It looks like great. Oh, also too, if you can, try to keep each, like that other one was labeled lavender violets because it was from one collection. These are from different collections. They're even different brands, so I didn't label it because they're different names of nail polishes. So you can either have a mixture of polishes, or if you're the one that likes to have your polishes on your wall, like they all match, they're all in the same bottle, then that works as well. It kind of depends on your setup at your salon. So you've worked with it kind of like this. There's some that are big, small, cheap, inexpensive, recycled, clear, white, opaque color. It's your choice. You do also have the ones that are cute, right? So like the Day of the Day nails that you guys are going to be doing, that's a rose palette, right? There's one that I've ordered for you guys for Valentine's. It's a heart. That hasn't come in yet, but it's a big heart and has nail tips on the outer edge. I've seen a snowman one. I've seen one that's like a sun. And then this is going to be your princess one. So it's a little crown. So you can buy the shape to match your theme, to match your salon. You can buy the color. If you don't, these are more expensive obviously because they're colored. But these, and then the ones that are like that opaque, old looking yellow, white, those are cheaper. But you can also paint these. You can spray them. You can, you know, with spray paint or airbrush, you can paint, you can polish, marker, and then put your nail polish or designs over the top. Okay. So not only are those for finding out or showing or displaying your colors, but also for displaying your work, and there is a tons of ways to do that. If you're a traveling artist, the little container to hold your stuff is great, so your beads and gems and things don't get scratched and broken and things. But they do have these. All it is a screw and a little, y'all, I don't know if that's a nut or a bolt, but it's a thing that holds it together, okay? So what you do is you loosen this, and I know you have this in your kit, and it takes time, but you're gonna kind of like fan this out, and then you tighten it, and then you can stand it up and you can display your work. You guys have seen it, right? The only thing with these is that your screw, and if you don't like this screw that comes with these, you can go to Home Depot and get you a smaller screw. But let's say these were my displays for Valentine's and I didn't have more nails and this is all I was going to do. Well, I can't fan this out and display my work. because my screw, and y'all, I don't know what these little divots are called, but my screw is only going to go to right here, because right here there is no more. So then it's going to do this. And if it keeps doing that, maybe my stones, if I don't have good glue or whatever, my little flower here, it's going to get scratched, it's going to fall off, someone's going to take it or whatnot. So I want to make sure that my screw is able to screw to tighten this really good, because once you tighten it, then they don't move, but it's got to be nice and tight. Okay, if not, it's just going to do that. Okay. All right, so that is your display for your work. Okay, display for color, and then your display for your work. Okay, sell these at the 99-cent store. Nope, sorry, at Dollar Tree. Whenever you are doing any display of sorts, you want to make sure, one, to put the price on your art so people know how much. So when we do gem placement, you guys are going to price your individual swatches. But then also, too, you label your nail polish bottle so you know what color is what bottle. These are regular nail polishes, so you can see what colors they are. Not a big deal. But again, with the gels or acrylics or dip powders, poly gel, you can't see just by looking at what color is just by looking at your bottle. Okay. Love, put your phone away. All right, so those are your polishes, those are your labelings, and those are how that works. All right, let's now take a look at your nail tips and the plethora of them. These are just some. I went home and I went through my, I got one of everything that I own, but there's so much more. Okay, so let's start here. A long time ago, this OPI's professional brand. A long time ago, this is how they would sell the nails. They would give you 10 nails, right? And they would just give you maybe 5 sets of them, or how many ever sets, so meaning that you do 5 clients. These are 50 nails, so that means I have 10 fingers, so that's 5 clients. So I can do 5 services with these 50 nail tips if I do not waste, and if they all use the same size. That doesn't happen, okay? Not everybody's going to use the pinky or the thumb on those sizes. But anyway, perfect world scenario. So they would come like this, and you have to sit there, and on the tip here there's a little heart, or is that a heart? I don't have my glasses on. No, that's not. That's a number 10. So you have to sit there and you gotta look and see, okay, what number is that? Okay, that's number 10. It kind of maybe looks like the pinky. Let me try. Does it fit? Okay, great. No, it doesn't fit. Let me try another one. What's the number on that? Let me write. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? But that's how it used to be. So they would have these little boxes or packages, and they were all mixed in together. These particular ones we'll talk about the application when we get there, but the curvature is different on these. Anyway, that's why there's 2 different kinds. But when we talk about someone that finally got tired of it, and they're like, you know what, forget this. Give me a box and tell them to me separated. So then these came about. So these are the boxes. I don't trust these boxes. So put a rubber band around it, because if you drop it, you got a piñata situation, and life is too short to sit there and try to read the number and put them back where they go. I just keep this aside, I practice with those, and I buy me a new one. That's it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and open this up, and what you're going to have in here are your little individually packaged bags of nails. So let's say there's 20 in here. I don't know how many there are, but let's just say it's probably like more. I can do 20 clients. I have 20 sets from pinky to pinky in here. That's what that means, okay? 0, the way I remember it, is a chunky round, and it's chunky like my thumb is chunky or my toe is chunky, right? So that's how I remember that the 0 goes on the thumbs, and it's the bigger number, the bigger nail tip. And then the 9, it goes all the way to my pinky. The 9s are going to be the smallest. There are some companies that only don't have 0, they only have a 1. I have to put it backwards. And then there's companies that go all the way to a 10 instead of a 9. Everybody likes to be their own, so they do. But this is kind of almost universal. Almost, okay? Not all sizes are universal, though, because some companies make it their own, okay? So, you buy it like this. You get a couple of glues. Now, I don't put my nail files here because, one, it looks dirty. 2, remember, these are not reusable items. So, I don't put files here or pushers or anything. My glue, I'll put my glue here, okay? And then here I have, when I get this, then I would open my baggie, I would pour out my nail tips. and then throw my bags away. So I just have to remember that these are zeros and they go to 9 because it's bigger and it's this is the smallest. So they make it in that size. 1, so the nails will fit, and 2, so you'll know what sizes they are. Some people will put stickers. These stickers, they'll peel them and put them or write them on their box. Some boxes come with the sticker with the numbers on them. But again, very flimsy, not a good container. Put a rubber band around it, or 2, okay? So that is how these are sold. These are more expensive. Now, perfect world scenario, I have 20 nail tips in each bag and I can do 20 clients, but your thumb and my thumb are not the same size. So maybe you're a number 1, maybe you're a 0, maybe I'm a 2, right? So I technically don't have 20 sets in here because everybody's fingers are different. And I may use 2 number 7s. You may use 3 number 7s because your fingers are different. Your nail growth is different, right? Your nail bed's different. So then they have these. These are the fills. So you buy little baggies of whatever number you will use the most. A lot of people don't use zeros. A lot of people don't use 9s. So they don't buy those, but like the 4 all the way to the 7, those are the most popular ones. So then they go and they just buy those and they refill and just have those sizes. Just depends. Depends on your clients, right? So you're going to have these. You worked with these yesterday. And then you also have these. Okay, and so these are the long ones. So these are really long nail tips. So these are press-ons. And then you have tip extensions. We'll talk about that later. But you literally put the whole nail on here and then it's really long. So there's different lengths, there's different sizes, different shapes, different colors, but you can buy them in the bags to replenish, okay? Now you can buy the box and then your refills, or you can just buy the bag, then buy a box, and then fill your own box. That's your choice, okay? All right. Now let's talk about the colors. Nope, let's talk about more options. These here, same. These are just the more new, popular, trendy nails. They're really long. This is, I forget what number this is, but here on the bottom, if you put as a number, so if you put it against the light, you can kind of see through, and I can see this is a number 5. You can go like this, and you can make the light shine on it, and then you can see with the shadows and the highlight of the light that it's reflecting. I can see a number 5. If you just look at it, you can't see it, especially if you don't have bad eyes like me. But this is kind of like that off yellow. These are cheaper. There's clear. So clear like glass, crystal clear. Those are more expensive. And then there's clear like your locker, where it's clear but it's not clear. It's kind of opaque a little bit. And then you got the yellow ones. These are the cheapest, okay? And you charge more for the glass clear ones because obviously you paid more for them. So you charge your client more for that. All right, so Dashing Diva was a company that long ago was very popular. Like they came out with it and it was like the whole rave, press-on nails. Okay, they were it. So Dashing Diva came out with a bunch of them. They put a lot of designs together, and then you had the little, you would, file, buff, shape, clip the nail, and then you would put the gel, and then you would put this on, put it in the light, cure it, and it would last. They were like the first ones to like really come out. They're really popular, and then everybody else came along. So they have little press-on nails that are pre-printed. Okay. Now you can use these with the sticker, glue dots, or you can use it with the gel, but these were it. You can have metallic nails. Then they also came out, and revolutionary was like their thing because they were the first ones, and very popular at the time. So then they came out with this bit here. So it's like a transfer, if you will. You were gonna do this is what they look like. And so you prep the nail, you do all the things. You take the sticker that's on this plastic bit, you're going to put it here. You're going to cure it under the light, do all the things, and then pop this off. And then this white sticker is going to stay on the nail. Voila, you have a perfect French tip. It's super fast, it's super easy, done. Okay, you throw the plastic away and the nail stays here. It's like putting a sticker on the nail, okay, if you will. So that was their French wrap. Okay. So there are nails that are like that. Now let's talk about our nail tip colors. There is so many. There are some with like the Chanel C's. There are some that are different colors. There's the stained glass. So like these two are the stained glass where they're colored but transparent. So you can do tons of different designs with these nails. The most popular one though is going to be your white one because those are very easy French tip. You glue it on, you cut it, put something over it, you're done. Okay. So the most popular ones. These also do come in different sizes. So this is the size tip number 4. So it's a bit more expensive because you have to buy all 10 or 9 nail sizes to have your whole set. Okay, but if you know you only use from 4 to 7, then you only buy those numbers. So I'm going to pass these out in just a little bit so that allows you to pick a color. But you do also have some that they're clear and they have glitter. There's designs on them. They're short, long, curved, flat. There's all types of different. There's the ones that are opaque. They're clear but opaque, or they have that yellow color. They're less expensive and less popular, and the clear ones are more expensive. So I'm gonna pass this around. If you'll just pick a baggie, it doesn't matter what color, we're gonna use them, cut them, and if you'll just pass it down. And if you don't like the color, you want to switch with the neighbor, you want to share with the neighbor, you can also do that as well. That's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is move on to our click hand. So later came about the click hand, which you guys are going to be using later in the year. These you've already seen. I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but these were actually are actually the ones that you click onto the hand. You saw the brown, the clear, and the white. I found these. They also have like a lighter pink color. So just wanted to let you know. And then there's some that are designed to be like a fresh start nail. There's some that are a refill nail. There's some that are chipped on the edge. So that's like when you have to fix a nail because somebody chipped their nail. There's different types of ones. These are from, if you buy the original nail trainer click hand, they have those particular nail tips to help you with your client. The generic ones from Amazon, they don't have all those options that I know of. All right, let's take a look at our toes. So toes also need some attention. You will have sometimes some nails that come like this. And so these are the clear and these are they're slightly pink, okay? So all you do, I'm not going to do it, but you take it and you roll and twist and rotate, and then these you file off a little bit and you're going to glue them on, you're going to press them on. Now there's some people that do not have a toenail, a little baby pinky toenail, right? They just have a little bit of skin. So you got to really work around that. Let's say the lady's getting married and, you know, she just doesn't have a little pinky toenail. So you put a little toenail on her. Now look how tiny, like compared to my pinky. It's like a little baby nail, okay, because toes are tiny. So let's say the client comes in and she doesn't have a toenail. What you could do is you can actually take medical glue or medical grade tape, not tape, the sticky dots. And you can glue this or tape it onto the nail. Larissa, up, okay? So you want to make sure that whenever you're doing that you let your client know that this is just like a one-day situation, okay? Like just for you to walk down the aisle. You can get it wet in some instances, but depending on the glue or the tape you're using, it may stick or it may pop off. So a lot of the reasons why toes usually, especially in people that are older, the toes are kind of deformed. Depending on how they walk, first of all, people always wear the wrong shoes, okay? The shoes are always too tight. Second, if you walk inward or if you walk outward, depending on the soles of your feet, or people that walk on their tippy toes or bend their toes when they walk, people that wear shoes or don't wear shoes, people that are heavier, people that are not as heavy, people that walk more, people that don't walk as more, people that, you know, play sports and run, and people that don't. Everybody's life is different, and what they do and how their feet carry their body is different. So if you don't wear the right shoes, or if you're a little bit heavier, and the older you get, the more your feet have carried you different distances. So sometimes, especially if people walk on their outside, their little pinky toe will start to curve in because of the weight of the body daily pushes that in. So then that damages the nail bed, the nail matrix, the nail root, all of that. So then that nail does not grow, okay? or it stunts the growth, or it grows, you know, curved or crooked or deformed or if at all. So then that's what these are for, okay? You can also sculpt a nail on there, but if there's not an actual nail plate on the toenail, there's nothing you can adhere that to, because acrylic won't stick to the nail for if it gets any type of moisture in it, okay? So that's what these are, you guys. When we get to feet, we'll be working on these. Oh, there goes a nail. So just FYI. Okay, let's stick that back in there so I don't lose it. All right, so those are for toes. There are also hand nails, nail tips that come in a strip like that. Okay, that's really just how they're manufactured. If you ever look up how nail tips are made. Any questions about nail tips? There's a lot, and that's just some. There's a lot. Okay. All right, let's move on to our next thing, which are our files. OPI is a professional nail brand. Honestly, I don't remember what the OPI stands for, but there's C&D and Gelish and all these other, Taylor Amore, all this other. So I'm going to take this. We're missing one. Did I take it? Okay. So these are our nail files. Nope. This one was in here. Okay, so these are our nail files. So if you look at the box, I'm going to pass the box around. Here it tells you the grit. Goes from 150 to 4,000. The number is small. It's close to the ground, down close to what? Concrete. So is it rough or is it soft? Rough. If it's up high, a big number, it's close to what? The clouds. Is it rough or is it soft? It's soft. Okay? So 150, rough or soft? 150, is that a big number or a small number? Small number. So it's close to the ground. So it's rough or soft? Rough. It's close to the rocks. 4,000, is that a small number or a big number? Big number. So is it close to the rocks or the clouds? Clouds. So is it soft or is it rough? Soft. Okay. So these files that are these here, and they'll have their number here, you can feel them to see their grit. These are old, like from 2009 old, so they're a little bit yellow. On the back and the pink side, you can also see what that particular file was used for. So take a look at that, pass that around so you can see what all that is, does, feels like, etc. Now, when you are looking at your nail files, there are so many options, even for feet. So, on natural nails, you can use buffers and you can use emery boards, okay? These are for the natural nail. There's some, you can use them on artificial nail, but they're not rough enough to get rid of very much, very fast, and you won't get very far, okay? But some of these are just on the natural nail. Some of these are buffers, okay? 3-way buffers, 1, 2, 3 different grits in one. It's a cushion, so it's a buffer. It gives you shine, okay? After you scrape something with a rough grit, you then need to go in with a soft grit to get rid of all the scratches, which is why we buff at the after, okay? All right, so all of your options, there's different brands that are going to offer you different things, different shapes of the files. The thickness of the file is different depending on what it's made out of. They come in packages or singles like these. They're not cheap. Okay, so just know there is so much out there, Now, there's also this option that is you can't really do it yourself, but it's a prefabricated tool. It's an orange wood stick that has grit on it. So it's kind of like a file, but it's more to push the cuticle back than to file the nail. But just know that that is a tool that is also out there. All right, for feet, there are also tools that you can use, one being a foot file. So, a foot file, this is in the shape of the foot, does not mean that they're all in the shape of the feet. This is what this one is. But this is a foot file that you use on feet. So the grit is to get rid of the dead skin, the calluses on the feet. You got to prep them when we get to feet. I'll show you how to use that. But do know that there are those for the feet. All right, then you have your buffers, and I didn't pull out the little orange buffer, but you'll get them later, and we'll talk about them later. But there are buffers, so they do have buffer blocks, or this is a chamois. You can use this on natural nails and or artificial nails, and it gives you the most beautiful shine. So there is a little drill bit that goes on your drill that is a chamois material, and it does give you really nice shine. The only thing about that is that it absorbs bacteria, so you know. It's more like a personal use in my opinion. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at our nail tips. Let's begin our shaping. Let's go ahead and take a nail tip out of your package. Let's do 3. The 2 points of the nail are upwards away from you. Okay? Take your nail tip and turn it around as if you're going to scoop something. The number of the length or the size of the tip should be at the free edge tip on the top or the bottom. It depends on how they made it. There should be like a little something not right here at the tip. Remember the toenail? That's how they're made. In the mold, then they take that off the mold and package it. So it should have something here. You always are going to file that off. And you always file the number off. You never leave the number on there. That's tacky. These 2 points, see where the 2 points are on the bottom when you're scooping? There is a little well. There's a line. That is where the glue goes, and only there. This is a nail extension and is not a press-on. So when you prep and file and clip the nail, that is where this goes, right there, only. This does not go, it's not a full application like that. That covers my whole natural fingernail. It just goes on the tip, okay? All right, so let's take our nail tip slicer and let's cut wrong. You're gonna hold the nail as if you are holding your client's hand with the 2 points away from you. You're going to take the nail tip slicer. Remember that you should be able to see the blade and that the guard is to the client's cushy fingertip. I'm going to insert the nail tip, but look, I'm going to push away from me. So the blade is going to be exposed upwards and I'm going to slice. So if I turn it sideways, look, I'm tilting it. It's not straight, I'm tilting it. Okay, so tilt it away from you, and doesn't matter how much you cut, go ahead and slice. Pay attention to how much the nail bends. Okay? If you don't have your nail tip catcher, the nail tips are going to fly all over. So put your catcher on if you have it. Alright, so put that one down. When you notice, it's going to give you the same effect as the cuticle area because it's going to give you a weird curve and 2 points. Alright, let's take our second nail tip. Hold it from the 2 points. And you're going to hold it straight, insert it to where the guard is towards the client, and if I turn it sideways, it's literally straight. I'm not tilting it away from me, I'm not tilting it towards me, I'm holding it straight up. Cut off whatever you want. If you will, go ahead and slice it, and then put that next to the first nail. Now if you look at the both of them, bird's eye view, straight from the top, you're going to see that the first one is curved and it has like an arch inward. That's not good. Don't ever cut the nail that way. Plus it bends and damages the nail bad. And then the second one is straight. That's the one you want. That gives you your square nail. Now let's go ahead and take your third nail. You're going to hold it in the same position with the 2 points away from you. You're going to take your nail tip slicer, you're going to insert it, and instead of having it straight, you're going to pull it towards you like this. Not straight, pull it towards you. So pull it towards you and slice away. And now put it down next to those other 2 nails. And you're going to notice that the third one has a nice round curvature going outward. So if you wanted an almond, a round almond, or what was the other one? Oh gosh, brain fart. round, oval almond, sorry, then that's a good start. Okay? Pulling it towards you. Straight and towards you is okay. Away from you is you're gonna bend the client's nail. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna break the nail tip. Just don't. Okay? So do you see the nail tips on both of them? You can even feel, run your finger over the top. You can feel how that first nail is a little bit damaged at the top and the corner tip. Okay? Questions on how to hold and how to use that nail tip slicer. Take a 4th nail tip. Now, your body position has a lot to do with the outcome of how your nails are cut or shaped. Take a 4th nail tip. You're going to insert your blade. And instead of having it straight like this, I want you to tilt it like this. Okay? Take it and tilt it like so. Slice it. Do you see how one side is larger than the other or longer than the other? That gives you the lipstick. So that is also another nail shape. Okay? Take a last nail tip. We're almost done, although we didn't get to finish everything. Take your last nail, and I want you to mirror that. Make another lipstick shape, the same angle, the same length, by eyeballing it. So look at the one you just cut, and then go back in and try to cut a same length, same angle. Put it next to each other and see how you did. Does it match? Sometimes you can't tell when you put them next to each other, so put one on top of the other one, and when you line it up, it should be identical. These are not. So body position, when you're filing, clipping, cutting, if you're sitting and talking and your body weight changes and your hand changes, your position, your cutting is going to change. So don't move around when you're cutting or filing. The other thing is measurement, which we will get to. Questions? If you didn't get to the filing, we'll have to catch up later, but go ahead and put your things away. You can throw these nails away. I'm going to put the little basket over here on the way out, and you can throw those away. Yes, they're crisp. If you cut them wrong. So if you go ahead and put your little baggies of nails in here and put your little index cards and the turning tray on your way out, that would be awesome. If you dropped any nail tips because you didn't have your nail tip catcher, if you will please grab those off the floor, or if you will please go ahead and grab the broom, I would appreciate it. Don't forget, today we have our father-daughter grade workshop. You're staying after school, you can stay, you can go home and come back. And that is all that I have.